Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan with the Fallout 76 news update. Meat Week is here. That means there are two brand new seasonal events. They're not going to last long. They only last until August the 8th, but they are going on right now along with Double XP. That lasts until August the 5th. So it is the perfect time to get into Fallout 76 right now. Now, most of you know about Double XP. That simply means you get twice the XP for doing everything. Anything you do grants you twice the XP you would normally get. So get in the game and level up super quick. And by the way, here is a link to a video that will help you level up even quicker. Use the methods in this video and you will level up like a supernova. Okay, back to Meat Week. What in the world is Meat Week? Well, it consists of two seasonal events, meaning they are events that only last for a certain amount of time. They will both end at 12 p.m. Eastern on August the 8th. Now, these are the events I've been telling you about: Prime Cuts and Graham's Cookout. Prime Cuts is the event that actually takes place every 5 minutes. And there is a Prime Cuts in every section on the map. Meaning there's one in the forest, there's one in the ash heap, there's one in the Savage Divide, which is really cool. You can go to each of them and find the ones that are best for you. We went around experimenting with each of them and found that some have better rewards than others. And I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Some of them actually have better legendary rewards, and some of them seem to not have legendary enemies at all. The second event is Graham's Meat Cook, and it spawns every hour. And it takes place very close to Vault 76, up by the Moonshiner's Shack. Now, this takes a lot of people to pull off, but again, we're going to go over both events in full detail. Now, if you do both events right, you have the chance to get a lot of good loot, both legendary items and unique items that you cannot get anywhere else in the game. So let's go back to the event Primal Cuts. Now again, this event spawns every 5 minutes, and you can find one in every area of the map. And Bethesda tried to make it where every level character can participate, whether you're new to the game or you're experienced. So the one in the forest would be obviously ones for a lower level character, and the one in the cranberry bog would be one for a more high level character. And granted, there is a big difference, but that does not mean the one in the forest is easy or without good loot. In fact, we found the one in the forest actually had good legendary loot compared to, say, even the one in the mire that never spawned a legendary enemy for us. The way you begin the event Primal Cuts, when you see it spawn on the map, and it spawns every 5 minutes. So by the way, be careful to not walk away from your character, because it will spawn every 5 minutes. Walk up to the big centerpiece and bang on the drum or the big can. That makes noise and the creatures will start coming in. Some of the creatures have primal cuts of meat on them, but be aware when you loot the bodies, it will not show up as prime meat. So be sure and loot all of the meat off of the bodies. Now once it is in your inventory, it will show up as prime meat. Toward the end of the event, the last wave will be the boss enemy, and in many of the areas of the map, it will be a legendary. But again, we found a couple of the areas that never had a legendary. The mire is one of those places. It had a Mirelurk Queen that was a very big enemy, but it was not a legendary enemy. So beware, some of these places on the map will not send a legendary enemy after you. But like the forest, it has a Deathclaw that is a legendary that will come after you. In the Toxic Valley, it was the Grafted Monster that would come after you. In the Ash Heap, it was a Sheep Squatch. All legendary with great loot. So get ready for a big fight. Now, a couple of tips with these spawning every 5 minutes. You might want to clear your inventory so you can carry enough meat to last for an hour. Again, Graham's Meat Cook only spawns every hour. Plus, you might want to invest in the perk card Good with Salt, which will keep the meat from spoiling much longer. 1 hour is a long time for meat to last in your inventory. And again, you want to clear your inventory so that you can carry as much meat as possible, because you're going to need it for Graham's Meat Cook. And you also want to do as many of the primal cuts as you can to get as much loot as possible. And that's going to take up space in your inventory as well. So you're going to become over encumbered very quickly. Now, we tested all of the spots for this event multiple times just to see where the best loot was. And again, it was almost the same enemies every time. And my favorite spots are, without a doubt, the Savage Divide, number 1, the Toxic Valley, and the Ash Heap. And then I would put the Forest next. But try out, if you're ready for a fight, the Savage Divide. Get ready for a fight. The Toxic Valley. The Toxic Valley is a lot easier, but with very good loot. The Ash Heap, and then the Forest. Very, very good loot and very fun fights. Okay, let's move on to Graham's Meat Cook. This is one, again, that you need a lot of people to pull off. And again, it is up by Vault 76, very close by the Moonshiner Shack. Now, I'm going to give you a list of every activity that is there, and you're going to see just how many people you need to really be successful at this. And the more people you have, really, the better the loot you're going to get. So again, I'm going to give you a list of everything that really needs to be done, and the more people you have doing these things, the better the loot that everybody is going to get. Okay, the first one I'm going to say is playing the drums. There are 3 tin cans there, or the big 55-gallon drums. Get 3 people on those playing them. I believe those are 3 of the most important things. As soon as you start playing them, you'll hear the bells going ding, 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 and you'll see the little meter bar going up. Get 3 people playing those drums. Very, very important. Of course, you need people that are putting the prime meats. Everybody put their prime meats into the meat spits. You need somebody that is putting out the fires. If there is fire coming up in the area, you need someone doing that. You need someone cleaning out Charlie's stink piles. You need someone that is killing the little critters that are going around and putting the chunks, and they will be labeled when you kill the little critter, whether it's a squirrel or a possum, in the snack cart. You also need someone collecting the greens. Now, the same person can be doing both of that and putting the greens in the cooler. You also need to be feeding Charlie. Now, that needs to be someone that has the recipe for Charlie's feed. You also need to come with wood. Make sure you have wood in your inventory so that you can keep the wood pile stocked. And then a lot of people forget to clean up the leftovers. You need to be cleaning up the leftovers as well. That is a huge list of things to be doing. And again, it takes a lot of people to keep all of that going. And you need to watch that meter bar. There's going to be a meter bar on your screen. And you need to keep that thing going very, very high. You need to keep it filled up. And by the way, just completing the event is not your goal. The better you do in the event, the better the loot everybody gets. You can get multiple items for doing better. In fact, every time we completed it, we got multiple items. And the better we did, the better the loot we got. Not only can you get items, you can also get legendary script, which of course is the legendary currency that you can give to the legendary vendor to buy legendary items. So there's a lot of cool things that you can get at Graham's Meat Cook. Now let me show you a few of those items that you can win as rewards here at Graham's Meat Cook. Number 1 is the Tenderizer. This is the specialized weapon that of course Graham himself carries. This has a signpost as the handle, and it looks like a beer keg as the end that has some kind of spikes on the end, and you can put a specialty paint job on it as well that has some lettering. But it is a pretty good melee weapon if you have a melee build. It is a little heavy, but it is a pretty cool specialty weapon, the tenderizer. There is also a black chef's hat, which is very unique, of course, to Graham's Meat Cook. You cannot get it anywhere else in the game. Graham has his own flag, which everybody wants a flag with a chicken leg, some kind of meat flying at your camp. I make a joke, but it is very cool. There are also several recipes that you can get. Now, I want to know if there's any specialty items that you have gotten as rewards from Graham's Meat Cook that I have not named yet. I'm sure there are several more that people have gotten. These are just the few that I have won so far, but I know there are a lot more in the game than this. So let me know down in the comments what you have won at Graham's Meat Cook. Now, it may take you a couple times to get the hang of Graham's Meat Cook, but it is a really cool event once you do. And again, you can get some awesome loot. You can get some great legendary things from the Primal Cuts events, and then you can get some very cool specialty items from Graham's Meat Cook. I hope you are enjoying these events with the double XP. It is just a win-win. I think Bethesda has done a wonderful job with this seasonal event. But let me know what you think about Meat Week. Don't forget, when you post your Fallout 76 pictures, to hashtag KingFanMan. That way I can feature them in my videos. That's all you have to do when you post them on Twitter or on Facebook. Just hashtag KingFanMan and I can feature them right here in the videos, or you can still send them to me on Facebook or on Twitter. Those links are in the description below. Plus, we have Discord, so check that out. Also, my Patreon is down there as well. Hey, I hope to see you guys in the waste of West Virginia. I am the KingFanMan. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.